Interestingly, I do like someone, but she told me because I liked Animal, I'm a red flag. So, Vanga.
Like a film Animal for your red flag.
So, Vanga, you're coming in the middle of my relationship.
Have you read anything about your mom's past, your dad's past? They both were very colorful, let me tell you.
If he got as many chances as Abhishek Bhaiya, he would rock it. So I think he is an untapped actor who unfortunately Bollywood is still not taking seriously.
Good actor, even after you're no longer a superstar, good human being, will always give you longevity. Right. Because people appreciate niceness. You can't, sorry my language, you can't be a dick.
Salman Bhai, I'll tell you, he was shooting for Radhe. I had just wrapped Bad Boy and I went to meet him at Mehboob. And I went and touched his feet. And I can say this in camera. He said, fuck off.
Hi boys.
Hello ma'am.
You know, I've known your parents even before they got married or they met each other.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
yes, I knew Yogita as Pinky.
Yes.
And Mithun, of course, even when he was Rana Rays and stuff like that. Yeah, I've known them.
He had wanted to be a villain first when he had come in the industry. So that's why his name was Rana.
So that's an easy 45, 50 years.
15 years.
Hana?
Easy.
Wow.
That's
and
half a decade.
Yeah. I mean, that's how long I've known your family.
Wow.
Crazy.
How is Dad? Because you went and met him recently.
He did.
You went. Okay. You went to Calcutta and back.
Yeah, he's absolutely fine. It's just that his diabetes, he was not taking care of it, honestly. And it was a good thing to go and do all the checkups. You know? Okay. And, you know, once you go into the hospital, they tell you to sub checkup kar lo. So we did that, and touch wood, all the vitals, everything is normal. It's just that he has to now be very conscious about what he eats. Because, you know, after a certain age, you got to maintain all of that.
Don't combine me.
No, you're fine, man, you're fine. So that was the only thing, but then, you know, everything just blew out of proportion and it became a Chinese whisper where somebody's telling something, you're hearing something, you're reacting.
Yeah, and we heard he had a stroke and things like that.
He's back at the shoot already.
Right.
So, yeah, that's true. Yeah. With everybody's love and blessings. And yes, I want to thank, since you brought it up, I want to thank everybody because everybody was just pouring so much of love to the family and asking about that. So this shows that how much love he has gained, you know. So thank you for everyone for giving your love and blessings for that.
And how do you as a family handle it when you hear something about a health scare of your dad?
Well, for me, I think भारतीय मेरे लिए जो सबसे important होता है कि मुझे डांट पड़ी कि नहीं सुबह डैडी से. So जिस दिन डैड ठीक हुए उन्होंने मुझे फ़ोन करके डांटा, मुझे बोला कि मैं निकम्मा हूँ, तो मैंने बोला अब सब ठीक है.
He's all right.
He's fine. We are ready to roll.
That's kind of his alarm clock.
Yeah. And I'm very happy. Keep shouting at me, Dad, all the time.
So touch wood. Yeah, but it was like I wanted to be there. I mean, we all wanted to be there.
Right.
And in fact, Dad was saying कि नहीं मत आओ, मैं ठीक हूँ. You know, Dad being the Bengal tiger that he is, he's like नहीं मुझे कुछ नहीं हुआ है. But I wanted to go for my own comfort, honestly. You know, Mom and Namashi also, Maddie, my wife, they were packing bags. But then I only said कि नहीं, let me just go for a few days. Let me see how he is. And then once he got discharged, he went back to work and I flew back.
Oh. Okay. So this is from the horse's mouth.
Horse's mouth. He's fine.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You mentioned Maddie, your wife.
My wife,
that is Madhusa. How did you meet her?
It was arranged love marriage kind of a thing. Yeah, because like how you gave association with mom and dad.
Right.
Maddie's parents, Sheila mom. So I have worked with her in a film called Hamilton Palace back in the day, right after Jimmy.
Yeah.
So I knew her since then. And her father, Subhash Sharma, he was with dad in FTI in Pune. Okay. He was in the direction department. Right. Dad was in the acting department. They did a film together.
Yeah, he did. He directed Dad in a film called Tere Pyar Mein.
Tere Pyar Mein.
Back in the 70s.
Okay. So there is a long association between the two families.
Yes. So, and I knew Maddie. I mean, me and Maddie always knew each other, like, you know, on and off, and we were friends. And then, you know, when it was time, one thing led to another and we just kind of merged.
You don't think it's too early in your life getting married?
No, perfect time. I'm touching 40 in a couple of months and I'm quite very happy. We're touching 6 years since we got married, yes. Okay. So, you know, and I think after a certain point, it's very important for a husband and wife to become very good friends. and we have become those friends with each other.
Okay.
So that's, I think,
6 years.
yes.
Yeah.
You know, you grow. I think even after 10 years, you ask me this question, we'll still be growing.
Right.
So I think growing with each other is very important in a marriage.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hinting to him.
We haven't heard anything from him, but we'll come to you now.
Sure,
very
sure.
soon.
I'm waiting.
Just one question to
Ma'am,
you.
please.
Madhulsa continues to be an actor. She is working in Anupama is a huge hit.
Absolutely.
And everybody knows her because of Anupama. Does she continue working?
The best thing
After
about
marriage?
Maddie, the best thing about Maddie is that she knows how to balance it pretty well. Like today also she's at the shoot, you know. There are days when she's not shooting because with a daily soap, nothing is decided in advance.
Right.
सब कुछ उसी वक्त होता है. Like when she comes back from shooting, next day पता चलता है, उस रात को पता चलता है whether she's shooting the next day or not. Yes, exactly. So it's a very frackle kind of a thing, but she balances it very well. Yes. So I really enjoy her being my wife and also being Kavya and Anupama.
Okay. It's just that, you know, today it's a very outdated question to even ask if she's going to continue working after marriage. But this sounds so, it just doesn't even sound right to ask the question. But your mom gave up, you know, that's why I asked. Because she gave up working after marriage.
Yeah. No, because
And
whenever we ask mom, mom ka hamesha tha ke she just wanted to be a housewife.
Okay.
Like mom's intention was that for me, my pets and my family, they should be
Dogs.
a priority. And when it comes to Maddie in fact found Anupama after we got married, after like 2 or 3 years after we got married. Yeah.
Okay.
And I support her. And there are times when I think Namashi will also agree, when we go out together as a family, and there are people who recognize her, you know, then I'm like, you know, I'm so proud to be her husband. Because all what she's earned is because of herself, you know, her tenacity and discipline, dedication. It's not easy going on set every day, reading those 10 page lines of, you know, dialogue and performing.
Soaps.
Exactly. And being so loved by the audience. Like, मैंने देखा है खुद, like, you know, whether it's air hostesses, whether it's people working in, you know, retail shops, fans, they just come and they say, oh my God, we're such a big fan of yours.
Right.
So it's really a proud feeling to stand next to her, to know that, oh, I am her husband. So, you know, it's a beautiful
Which is actually today's man is like that.
I wish all men should be like that. always support your missus. You know.
So, years, if you could go back in time, you would have asked your mother to continue working.
In fact, I keep telling her that we want to work with her. Now, Namashi is an actor.
Yeah.
I'm an actor. My brother in Ushme, Mimoh, in LA, he's a writer-director. My sister is an actress.
Right.
My dad's an actor. My wife is an actress. My mother-in-law is an actress. My father-in-law is a director. Now, the only person we are waiting is mom. Okay. Honestly, it's my dream to work with her in this.
So, there just might be a comeback. You never know.
Even if it's for one project, one scene, I'm okay. But I want to,
Great. That's lovely. We're all looking forward to it.
That's right.
And how come, Namashi, we've never heard anything about your personal life?
I think not at all. Actually, I was dating someone and वो articles आए थे, but we broke up, so I don't think there is any reason to talk about her right now. I'm not Chupa Rustam. I just think I'm very personal. मुझे लगता है उतना ही बोलो जितना ज़रूरी है. And honestly, Bharti ma'am, in today's day and age, relationships can break within days, months, marriages break. So I prefer not to talk about it much. जब कुछ solid होगा, of course, I'll talk about it.
But right now, anything cooking?
Interestingly, I do like someone, but she told me because I liked Animal, I'm a red flag. So
You're like a film Animal for your red flag.
So Vanga, you're coming in the middle of my relationship.
We gotta put a note out to him, like send him a DM and say, you know,
Vanga's to blame.
Vanga is spoiling all the girls. You know, the relationship goals have changed.
Coming between, he's spoiling love stories.
All the good guys are like, they have to be bad, you know.
Yeah, so that's being a bit of a problem.
Okay, noted. Vanga, please notice.
Yes.
Tell me, your dad and mom, do you see, we've heard a lot about both of you talking about your dad. Do you see your mom's films, her old films? Both of you? Have you seen
I've seen like 3-4, but I've only seen the ones she's done with dad. I somehow can't watch her romancing Rajesh Khanna or Vinod Khanna or Dharamji. I get very awkward.
My God.
But I don't mind dad romancing anyone. I think I've grown up watching him work.
Really chauvinistic, hai, na?
Shy hai.
No comment.
I'm shy. I get very shy looking at my mom romancing other men. Because mom stopped working, so I did not know much of her acting. So watching dad was very बचपन से देख रहे हैं, but मम्मी को देखते थोड़े awkward हो जाता हूँ मैं. I don't know about him, मैं तो awkward हो जाता हूँ.
No, in fact, if you had asked me this question 5 years ago, I would have given the same answer.
Okay.
But now, they are
your wife
fans.
is working.
Yeah, and you know, the best thing about like in the internet age where Google can just show you pictures, old pictures, retro pictures.
Absolutely.
I didn't realize how pretty my mom was. Like she is pretty, but she was drop dead gorgeous back in the day, you know. No wonder dad fell for her. So I'm like, you know,
dad was not the only one, you know. She had a lot of people.
She keeps telling us also. Now we've become friends, so you know, I also say, oh, you know, mom, that thing you had, like yeah, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now though, like especially for me, it's like I'm an open book to her. I've always been.
Okay.
So I talk about each and everything like under the sun. So mom has now become that person for me.
Okay.
You know, there's no filter when it comes to her.
So she tells you, if you ask her about her past, she tells you.
Of course.
Have you read anything about your mom's past, your dad's past? They both were very colorful, let me tell you.
Well, I think
you are the right person to ask.
ma'am, I'm so present in my colorful present. I'm not getting much time to go in the past, but I think when you are a superstar like Mithun Chakraborty or a heartthrob like him or a star like Yogita Bali, you ought to have a life that has color. And in the media world, everything is written about. So I think it's very natural if I hear something about it.
But आपको कैसा लगता? मतलब as children, did you react badly to it?
Not really.
Or you didn't read it when you were children?
Well, I don't think we read it because we were living in Uti. We were in a very different TA. But you read things about all actors. So like, hey,
you were able to take it. So it's not like your mom's films. Ki mummy ka past I don't want to hear, but dad past is okay.
Not really. I think we are okay on both.
अच्छा.
Screen पे romance मम्मी का थोड़ा awkward है, but past सुनने में इतना problem.
ठीक है. If they had a past, it's all right.
Everybody does.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we have grown up in that environment. We have grown up in an environment where all of this is just daily routine.
Yeah.
You know? So, and I think we empathize with all the other actors and, you know, people of the film fraternity, because that's something you have to, it's like an undisclosed part parcel of your career.
No, both had a marriage also.
Yeah.
Yes. Both had a failed marriage behind them, you know.
So that's, you know,
which is par for the course. Actually.
I mean, exactly. So, you know, that all doesn't matter. What matters is that how they are to us.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, that's all that matters.
And as parents, I think they've just been wonderful, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. All the four of us have been blessed.
Yeah. Understand. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine Pinky having 4 kids and being so content about it.
That's mom for you.
Well, 4 kids
fantastic.
Biologically and 10 kids which are animals, dogs. So that's 14 kids.
As of now, she's a mother of 14. It might grow again. So
you never know.
Okay. Yeah. So her animal kingdom is something different from Vanga then.
Yeah. Like Vanga is going to have like 3-4 versions of that. We have 14, including us.
Tell me, out of your dad's movies, which ones are your proudest to? I'm sure you have individual choices.
Mine is Pulo Rangar. Yeah. And the reason it's so dear to me is because I remember he used to take me to many trials of that film. Trial show hote the.
Right.
So I used to go to many trial shows. And I always like the second half when he becomes this vengeful, you know, soldier of God. That really showed me what a hero is, you know, like you're making the rights from the wrongs, and from being somebody who's kind and caring to becoming a soldier of justice. I think that really gave me this wow factor when I saw him on screen. So definitely Pulo Rangar is my #1 film.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we share the love for Pulo Rangar. I think that's one of his best films, but I'm a bigger fan of his artwork, like art house cinema, like Tahadir Kotha, Mringya, Swami Vivekanand, his national award. Yeah. I thought he was spectacular in Gudiya, the Gautam Ghosh film. I loved him in Mani Ratnam's Guru.
That's right.
Because I'll tell you one thing, he also hasn't done this. I have seen every single released film of my father.
Yes. Yes.
Including Gunda. I have seen every film. So from Rigya to Kabuliwala, I have seen every released film of Mithun Chakraborty, even if it is a cameo.
Everything. Yeah.
384 films.
क्या सीखा आपने from watching your dad's films?
That he was a self-made man. His films did not have big production banners necessarily. He didn't have superstars, heroines all the time. He did not have the biggest budgets all the time. So I think he is the definition of an outsider in the film industry. I think his filmography proves that.
And how to be earnest and honest in your work. Doesn't matter whether it's, as he said, a big budget film or a cameo or maybe just a passing shot. Do Anjane, whether it's that. He was, since day one till even today, he has always been very honest with his work. And that I think something I learn even today.
Right.
Like even when we go to work, that's something we learn, that you never compromise.
Right.
Whatever the project may be, always give you 100%.
Absolutely.
As a father, what's he like? Is he strict? Is he lenient? Is he indulgent? He is an advisor.
All of that. So while growing up, super strict. We were petrified.
Terrified.
You petrified of your dad?
Oh my God.
I think if my dad just said, hey, and we would be like,
Even if today also, when he comes in the room, we all stand up. Like it's psychological. Like for me, like even if he comes, I'll get into attention mode. And he's pretty chill now. But it's just that as he said, while growing up, it was such a fear. Because he was hardly around. Because he was always working.
And intimidating, no? His personality.
Even today, he's extremely intimidating.
Yes.
That's the aura. That's
Aura.
the persona
I mean, he's not as a person, but aura, like you say.
And also, I think there is tremendous respect for my father in my family. Not just us or mama or bhabhi, even his sisters, our extended family, because he has come from, I'll tell you an interesting story. I was promoting Bad Boy and hamara Calcutta jana hua, and I said, as soon as I land, I want to go to your first house where you were born. Dadu Dadi are no more, bless them, bless their soul. And Bharti ma'am, that house does not even have sunlight coming in. He lived in that place, and I went there, I got so emotional, I broke down. And I realized जहाँ पे रोशनी नहीं आती है, वहाँ से सपना देखा इस आदमी ने.
देखो.
And to conquer the entire film industry, to become the biggest superstar of Russia till date, I think you need guts, courage. And I think the respect I have for him as a human being is of utmost level. Because I have seen where he literally comes from. There was a gutter that was entering that building. Unfortunately, that building is still the same. It's a 2-story building. And I was telling Vijay uncle, our manager of, he's been with dad since day one.
I know Vijay Upadhyay.
Vijay Upadhyay, you know him. Okay, how can a man from this place come and conquer the country? And he's like, because he had hunger. He had passion and he had nothing to lose. So when I went to his actual house, I was even more in awe of my father. Because it's very difficult to come from there and to become what he's become.
I'll tell you 2 stories about your dad. Sure. One, I'm sure you heard many times, that when he won the national award and a lot of media people went to interview him, he used to say, "Pehले mujhe khana khilao, phir jo interview chahiye le lo." Because he had no money in his pocket. He had an award, but he didn't have money in his pocket.
Nothing.
Has he told you
yes,
that?
Yes.
Okay.
I remember that.
Yeah. And the second thing is when he was shooting in Ooty for Putul Guha's film.
Putul Guha, okay.
Yeah, Dulal Guha's that film with Rakhi. And there was a little urchin on the road who was near the gutter side doing something. He called me and said, "Dekha mera flashback pe."
Wow.
He's saying mera flashback. He actually identified himself with that little urchin and said, "That's where I've come from." He never hid it.
No, he's very, he reminds us every day that life is meant to be full of gratitude.
Yes.
Instead of always complaining about more.
That's right.
And that's what we learn from him and mom. Yeah. That the glass is always half full.
Yeah.
Be grateful that you have a glass. Forget about the water. You have a glass. True. I think that's the first step for gratitude. True. So yeah, and coming back to your question about how he was, as I said, as when we were young, he was hardly there, because today we realize that he was not there because he was working for us.
Right.
He was not just not there because of him. He was not there for us. And even today, even right now, he's shooting in Kolkata is because for us. Everything he does from the morning he gets up till the time he sleeps is for us. Yes. And today, because we have come of age and we understand not just the legacy of Mithun Chakraborty, but also the respect of the father in him, of the husband in him, of the brother in him, of the son in him. You know, he's so many things more than just the actor and the superstar. For him, for us, he's always that. Yeah. So we see beyond all of that. And as he said, like there's so much of admiration for the man. Like when I compliment him, I don't compliment the father, I compliment the man. Because the man is what completes him.
That's it. तो आपको भी डांटते हैं?
हाँ, of course.
रोज डांटते हैं.
हाँ, वो देखो डैड का क्या है? डैड का है कि प्रैक्टिकल अप्रोच रखो हर बार. You know, don't be in your bubble. करो जो आपका जो 100% है वो दो, बट ये एक्सपेक्ट मत करो कि आपको 100% मिलेगा. हम लोग एज ह्यूमन बीइंग्स वी फील दैट इफ वी आर गिविंग 100% वी डिजर्व इट बैक, बट लाइफ डजंट वर्क दैट वे. लाइफ विल वर्क द वे इट हैज टू वर्क, एंड ही रिमाइंड्स अस दैट एवरी डे कि जो करना है सिंसियरिटी से करो, बट ये एक्सपेक्ट मत करो कि एनीबडी ओज यू एनीथिंग. So that's his approach. Has always kept us very, you know, grounded, and always reminded us that, you know, nothing is special about anything. Everybody is special, and everybody is not even special.
Tell me, your dad, compared to a lot of his contemporaries, is still going very strong, touchwood everywhere. What do you think is the reason for his longevity as an actor? Because, you know, he doesn't have the best of voices. He doesn't have Amitabh Bachchan's face voice. He is not as handsome as the Kapoor boys were. And he even ran away to OT in the middle of his career. Nobody does that.
Yes. Nobody just packs your bag and leaves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's done crazy things. And still, touchwood, like I said, he's, you know, his longevity is something else. So what do you think? As the reason.
I think you yourself have given the answer, ma'am. It's the craziness. You know, and what Namashi said, he is the biggest example of an outsider coming and setting their mark. You know, it's a very sad topic today where we and him both face of this nepotism tag, you know. But Dad is the ultimate anti-nepotism superstar who came from nowhere. You know, back then, of course, today in our woke culture, it's very shameful to even talk about skin and the color of your skin and your ethnicity, which of course should not be entertained. But back then it was a basic norm.
Absolutely.
You know, he was called the purple hero.
Yeah.
Like he used to tell us stories that, you know, he used to call me purple because of my complexion. You know, and I was a guy from Bengal who couldn't speak Hindi.
Yes.
And there were dominant forces in the industry already. So being an outsider and coming and putting your mark and putting such a big dent.
Yeah.
So that is something, I think that's what's still going for him. Being the ultimate outsider.
What do you
I also think, Bharti ma'am, it's goodwill. There is something I have learned in this film industry, having done one film, is that your reputation consolidates your status. So even today, a Jackie Shroff, Jackie Dada, love you, who may not be the finest actor, he has tremendous amount of goodwill and respect. Yeah. My father, again, multi-talented actor, but his goodwill is extreme. Just the other day, I was coming, although it's not work related, I travel by auto rickshaw, and a person recognized me, and he said, whenever I was upset in my hometown in Uttar Pradesh, I used to watch Mithun movies. And I'm like, you're speaking like a fan. He's like, nahi, because Mithun da jo bhi bolte the, it used to touch my heart. So a man who has goodwill even in hinterland and the industry, I don't think that can limit you. And destiny is also a thing, but I think my father's goodwill is the utmost reason of his longevity, because without naming anyone, there have been greater actors, better actors who are no longer active.
Right.
Goodwill plays a very big part.
So
Dad keeps saying that being a superstar and being a bad person, destiny will favor you to some extent. Being a bad actor and a bad superstar, destiny will never favor you. But being a good actor, even after you're no longer a superstar, good human being, will always give you longevity. Right. Because people appreciate niceness. You can't, sorry my language, you can't be a dick, you know, all the time, just because you are somebody. But who are you? You're like nobody's, as I told you. You know, this is just a job. That's all it is. It doesn't give you special status. People love you, but people love you because you give them what he said. You give them value. You know, like this guy, the man who Namashi met, Dad, in a way, helps him to feel better.
That's right.
So he owes Dad the love. So that doesn't make you special. It just makes you more responsible. Right. That's what we learn.
Absolutely.
So when you Bad Boy didn't do well, and it was a sad case because it just went on and on and on, and then COVID came. There's so many things that set it back. What did Dad tell you?
Well, actually, ma'am, strangely enough, Bad Boy is Raj Santoshi's first film that he has finished in 65 days.
Okay.
We didn't face any problems. Rajji shot the film in a very good pace. COVID stopped our shoot. So we only had songs left. But because of COVID, we couldn't shoot the songs until a year. And the songs were shot in 2021, all of them. And 22, we had to wait because releases were too many. And 23, we released the film. My father from the very first day told me that this is a super duper hit subject because it was a Telugu blockbuster's remake. But if it gets outdated, if it gets delayed, the audiences might not respond to it as positively as when planned. It was a 2021 release, but it released in 23. It not doing well has nothing to do with the merits of the film. We had a very ruthless exhibition of the film. Our exhibitors gave us 1 show, 2 shows for 1 week. And the film only ran for 2 weeks all over India, and there was barely 500 screens for the film. And strangely enough, those 500 screens were houseful till Tuesday. Even in a city like Mumbai, they were reporting houseful shows, people were laughing, enjoying. But exhibition itna limited tha that it did not reach many people. So the merits were completely different to the fate of the film. But my father loved the film.
Okay.
They loved the film.
But when it didn't do well, were you depressed, and did he get you out of it, or what did he?
I don't get depressed over hits and flops.
Oh, you don't?
I don't. I'll tell you why. Because Bharti ma'am, before Bad Boy, I have struggled to get a single film on my own for 3 years. I have gone to Warsaw, to Aramnagar, to every single audition in this city, which I was eligible for, and stood in line for hours to get myself a job.
Right.
For me, the day I signed Bad Boy, I was happy. The day Rajji said roll, camera, action, I was happy. When I saw myself on the big screen at the premiere, I already won.
Okay.
The box office fate is not in my hand. So I never feared. Of course, I was sad that picture nahi chali. I was not depressed.
No.
I only felt bad for my producer, who believed in me so much, who put so much money on me. Amreen, his daughter, was the heroine. Rajji, Himesh Reshammiya gave such beautiful music. I felt bad for them. But personally, I was not depressed.
You had a song in that with your dad?
I danced with him.
Yeah. What was that like?
There is a track called
Janabe
Ali, which Himesh has sung for Himesh Bhai. It was a dream come true, and he came to Hyderabad. He surprised me. We were shooting in Ramoji Film City. And they're like, lunch ke baad bahut bada star aa raha hai. And I had an idea, okay, of course it's him. And then he showed up, and when he came on set, he was so professional. Bharti ma'am, it was no longer beta. He's like, मैं ready हूँ, hero को तैयार करो, मुझे retake नहीं चाहिए. तो हमारी तो फट गई थी जब वो आए थे सेट पे. सारे कोरियोग्राफर पीयूष शाजिया कांप रहे थे. But as soon as the take happened, he like relaxed. And I think working with him, I realized one take artist होना क्या होता है.
Okay.
Because dancing with disco dancer can only compliment you. And it was a fun song, so it was a great shoot.
Okay, so you enjoyed that?
Enjoyed it thoroughly.
Okay. Tell me, between the two of you, who is better at Mithun's moves?
Him.
Dad only.
See, that way only him.
That way only him.
Of course, he's unmatchable.
Goat is, he's the goat.
The goat is the goat. The greatest of all time will be the greatest of all time.
वो goat है, but goat के बच्चे भी हैं.
I think I'm not being biased because he's my brother, but when I saw Bad Boy, when you said Janabi Ali and everything, like I say this very proudly, and I'm very proud of this. Namashi Chakraborty and Bad Boy, Mimoh Chakraborty and Jimmy. Mimoh Chakraborty and Jimmy was 4 on 10. Namashi Chakraborty and Bad Boy was 9 on 10. Like I'm saying this out of the 15 years of experience I've had. Like what I am today, he was in Bad Boy. That confidence, that sheer easiness into the character, you know, the way he performed, the fluidity of one actor and see, doing comedy is not something which is easy. You think that just falling on a banana peel will be funny. It's not, you know, and today audiences are very smart. They catch if you're trying to force something.
Yeah.
And when, as you said, when we were at the premiere and people were laughing, they were laughing because the performances were so well. Besides him, all the other actors as well. But when I was just looking at Namashi Chakraborty, the actor, like if you compare that actor to the Mimoh Chakraborty and Jimmy, it's like Zameen Asman ka fark hai. You know, with the confidence and the sheer, like just, it was like, it didn't, like I keep telling him and I keep telling everybody also, it didn't look like his first film. At all. From any angle, लगता नहीं है कि ये इस बंदे की first film है. Because लगता है कि बहुत सालों का experience. You know, today I can say that for me because I have learnt now after so many years. But he already was that in Bad Boy.
Okay.
So when it comes to the dance moves and everything, on the first film you're dancing with the goat and you're matching toe to toe with him. So I think that was a feat. Even for us, it was like, oh, this is like that OG moment, like you get to see two generations together.
Yeah.
Me, my mom, Maddie, we all were watching it and the premiere. It was just like that, oh my OMG moment.
Yeah. You also have had a lot of ups and downs because Haunted was a big hit. That was the first, what was it?
3D, stereoscopic 3D.
Stereoscopic 3D, first one. And it did very well. And I remember watching it now, talking to you at that time also. And but after that, you had a couple of films that are stalled, a couple of films that didn't do well. You did a film called Jogira Sarara, in which you were not the hero, you were the Lallu.
Literally, my character's name was Lallu.
Yeah, the character was Lallu, yeah. But so how have you been through all the ups, down, not the hero, this, that?
Now it's chill. Like as I said, if you would ask me this question 5-7 years ago, I would have had a very different answer. But now it's like, as I said, this is a part and parcel of life.
Okay.
And tell me one thing, he mentioned that he had gone to Warsaw for all the auditions. I have gone and done auditions myself. I have stayed in line. I have waited for my name to be called out, just like him. But besides me and him, there are so many other boys and girls who have the same dreams and same hopes, same aspirations, the same rejections, the same failures, the same question marks in their ability. Okay, didn't I get selected because I'm bad? It's not true. Today I've understood that this is a part and parcel of every actor's life in every part of the world. अगर आप स्पेन भी जाके मनी हाइस्ट के लिए भी आप करो ऑडिशन, उधर भी आपका स्टैंड बाय हो सकता है. You go to Argentina, you go to Japan, same way it is everywhere. So this is the part and parcel of every actor's life. I keep telling in all the interviews I do that the moment you decide to be an actor, remember your best friend is going to be rejection. That's my life advice. That don't take it to heart. Just because you didn't get that role doesn't mean you're a bad actor. He was just not meant for that role. He was meant for Bad Boy. I was meant for Jogira Sarara. I went and auditioned for that. I got the part. Like how I'm doing Haunted again with Vikram sir after 13 years. So he could have thought about it right after Haunted. But the time was right now. And that's why we're doing it. So it's all about...
What's it like doing Haunted again with Vikram?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so much of expectations and hopes coming out of that.
Because that was a hit.
Yes, exactly. You mentioned it. So, and the songs and the horror and the story. This time we are going a little notch up ahead. We're going with 3D, 4DX, augmented reality. So it's like, because even Vikram sir says that, there's a lot of riding in the sequel. So we want to give it more jump scares, more horror, more love and romance. So it's a good package.
Okay. And you're excited about it?
Hoping for the best. Let's just say.
Will that be out this year, 2024?
We are planning maybe end of the year or early next year.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of technical things which keep going in augmented reality. It's not that easy to shoot. Like he's seen the set.
Yeah.
It's completely new to, in India, it's something very new. So it takes a lot of precision to take one shot. So the post also will take some time.
I'm going to ask Vikram to give me a step.
You have to.
Yeah, have to. So what's happening in your life? Not personal life, professional.
Well, I have been blessed to be under the guidance of Bhatt Saab. So Mahesh Bhatt and me, we are collaborating on a film. It is a script that Bhatt Saab loves and he wants to produce it. So that's my immediate next project, again as a hero, fortunately.
Super.
So that's happening on my end.
And who's going to direct it?
The director as of now is a lady called Shuryata, who has been the writer of Sadak 2, Haunted 2 and 1920.
Okay.
That's happening, but apart from that, we have just launched our production house.
I was just coming to that.
Myron Movies.
Yes.
We are the producers.
Tell me the spelling.
MYRND. M stands for Mithun, Mimoh and Madalsa. Y stands for Yogita. R is for Remo, my brother. N is for me, Namashi. And D is Dishani, my sister. So that equals to Myron Movies.
Myron. Okay. Yeah.
And because it's a fusion of all, that's why even our tagline is we make movies for all. Because it's everybody's names together, right? So we wanted that, anybody and everybody can, come to us and pitch their ideas. And you never know, something might come from somewhere. Because it just takes that one moment in history. It's that one punch from Muhammad Ali, you know. Is that one like speech from Martin Luther King, you know. It's that one march of Gandhi.
Yeah.
So, you know, these small moments in history which create a ripple effect.
Yeah.
So we believe in that. We believe that you need to start somewhere, take that first step and just see how the light emerges.
So how did this, how did it take birth?
Well, I have been meaning to be a producer all my life because Bharti ma'am, a lot of people don't know this. I was a writer for 9 years for imdb.com. I have written over 3,000 write-ups for IMDb. I was a professional writer for them from India. And I've only watched movies ever since I finished high school. मैं और कुछ नहीं करता था, दिन में 3 पिक्चरें देखता था. And because I love movies so much, I wanted to create my own. Our brother Ushme, in fact, won the Best Director Award at the age of 20 at Canada International Film Festival for a film of his. And then he moved to LA. He became Hollywood. My sister went to Hollywood. So it was me, him, Bhabhi, Mummy, Daddy. I took a decision to make. I took a decision for this production.
So this production was actually your idea?
Yes.
Absolutely. I'll take full credit also for this.
It's his brainchild.
Okay,
I'm
brainchild.
saying this
Okay.
openly.
And
His
all of you
brainchild.
went along with it?
Yes.
Okay.
We all are playing our parts, but he's the boss.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you.
So how much is Mithun Chakraborty involved in this?
Well, I made a short film. The first one is called Bahar Aa Chaman Prakash, which translates in English as Come Out Chaman Prakash. It stars me and Amol Gupte and Himani Chawla. It was my script, my screenplay. I got a writer, she wrote it for us, and we made the film. And I made it on my own bad boy money.
Wow.
Shoot kiya, and then I showed it to him, and he was gobsmacked. He was like, "Wow, what a beautiful film, and such a different character for you to play." It's going to stream very soon online. And
Will it be on YouTube?
it will be on YouTube, and it's already been to Bengaluru International Short Film Festival, which is India's only Oscar qualifying festival, and it was screened there last August. We got a fantastic response. So when Dad noticed कि हाँ, knowledge है, एक sensibility है, that's how Myron Movies has come into play. And we have just wrapped our second short film called Titli with new actors, which is directed by Swapnil Raje. He's a first timer. So we have just wrapped our second short.
Oh, so you've already begun production?
One is complete, second just got done on Monday.
And
one is
third
already
starting
shown.
soon.
Acha.
And the third one is happening.
Okay.
The third.
Is that going to be a feature film?
So I'll tell you exactly our plan of action. Phase 1 is short films. So 2 are done. One has already been screened at festivals. The other one has been just shot. The third one is happening in March, and from April we are starting our own original series, Myron Original web series. So phase 1 is short films, phase 2 is web, and phase 3 is feature.
Feature. Okay, so you have it all planned.
Yeah, and we are in no rush to give multiple announcements. One step at a time.
Okay.
Slow and steady.
Lovely, lovely. And is there any particular place, like maybe an email ID or something you'd like to give our listeners so that people can send in ideas?
Yeah, of course, and it's on my Instagram, in fact. And everyone watching, my executive producer Shrikant, he is the one who does this. For Myron Movies, for all your emails, email at shrikantw@myronmovies.com. Send all your pitches, send every single idea you've ever had. Just one suggestion, if you send us remakes, we will delete your mail. We don't believe in remakes, rip-offs and plagiarism. We only want original content.
No, what a fabulous mantra to have.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we want to be original.
That's something Bollywood has never been. So now we can try to make that
You
happen.
can try to be pioneers in that.
Somebody has to bring the change.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So yeah, why not start now?
You know, I find both of you such a contrast. He, of course, everybody knows that he looks like Mithun.
Carbon copy. There have been photos where he was, I think it was during the songs of Bad Boy or during the promotions. I remember there was one silhouette shot of him, which I thought it was Dad. I'm like, "Arey, Dad, kya lag rahe?" It's like, "Main hu." You know, he's telling me it's me. So like, there are times when I've been dumbstruck, like, who's who? Like, it's even the way his mannerisms, his profiles, it's like it's literally Dad again. You know, it's that way.
And you are a carbon copy of Yogita Bali.
Carbon.
है ना?
Copy paste.
Same word.
There was a very funny review of Jimmy. We won't quote the journalist. She said, "I went to watch Mithun Chakraborty Jr. I got Yogita Bali Jr." So she was confused if she liked the film or not.
That was a very confusing review. Like, is she actually giving me gali or she's complimenting me?
I'm still figuring it out 16 years later.
It's a mystery. We need to make a movie out of that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
No, that's original content right there, you know?
Original, absolutely original.
So are you different in nature also, personalities?
I'll be very honest with you. My source of inspiration is my brother. I think life can be difficult, life can be easy, and life can be cruel. My brother has gone through all of that. I think he was born to a superstar. He has the potential to be a superstar, but the industry is too busy favoring other star kids. If my brother, I can say this on record, got as many chances as Abhishek sir, my brother would be a superstar today. I can say this with confidence. Unfortunately, people look at a Jimmy as a bigger flop than perhaps a big production film when it fails, because they want to see, okay, this one has not worked, so let's treat him as someone who can do better. But our flop is still our flop. You know what I mean? If he got as many chances as Abhishek Bhaiya, he would rock it. So I think he is an untapped actor who, unfortunately, Bollywood is still not taking seriously. Like Jogira, you mentioned, he stole the show and he's working with a stalwart like Nawazuddin Siddiqui, Sanjay Mishra. These are tremendous actors.
Absolutely.
And to stand tall in an unconventional supporting part, that just says it all for him.
I came out and met you.
Yes, I remember, yeah.
I was so shocked. I said, Lanur.
Exactly.
Mimoh, I hadn't even thought it. I couldn't equate the two.
But वही वाला मैम जो what happened with Bad Boy, same that exhibition problem.
Yeah,
you know, it's like
that's right.
You know, and
that was quite a nice film. It was quite a wacky, nice.
It
film,
was. It was a very good, fun, enjoyable film. You know?
Yeah. I found Jogira quite a nice film.
It was crazy, and I remember this. I think it's like I take it as a joke. Even Salman Bhai also told it, but it was very, very, very wise words he said. He was like, I had gone to the shooting of Pathan. No, not Pathan. Was it?
Sultan.
Sultan, sorry. I was on the sets of Sultan. He had called me to come and chill with him. You know, Bhai, you know, he's all love. So he's talking after pack up to all the younger generation who were shooting. So he was telling them that there was another star kid in the thing. Out of the sir's respect, I won't take his name. So he was giving him advice. Okay, see, you're getting it easy. Look at him. You know, he's not even been given a chance to struggle, and yet he's standing here.
Yeah.
So those words really hit me. I'm like, you know, this man gets me.
Yeah.
You know, Bhai does that. You know,
and
Bhai
he's
sees
respecting it.
Yes, Bhai sees that.
Yeah.
Bhai will see that. Okay, oh my God.
Very sensitive.
Very.
Like that's why he's Salman Khan. But then that's what Namashi says. You know, that's all his love. I really appreciate that. But see, I think the question which you asked is that we are so contrast is because there are things which I learned from him, even though he's my younger brother. Like, you know, him taking this bold move of starting a production. Like, I would have never done that, honestly. I have now gone into that phase where I'm in the pool, but I'm floating.
Yeah.
And he's swimming. You know, see what I'm saying? I'm like, I'll float in the river because I am more in the floating process. Because I'm like, I'm not going to get affected by things.
Okay.
And he is like, even he doesn't get affected. Like, the way he took the failure of Bad Boy, I was 1,000 times more depressed for Jimmy because I was shown the stars and I was shown the moon and the planets, and then the Monday on Jimmy, everybody's phone's numbers changed and the checks bounced, you know. And I was 23, I think 24. So I had no clue what life was. But then him taking it with such stride, and as he said, you know, he did not get affected, but I was completely devastated. So I learned from him. You know, and somewhere we kind of lean on each other. I learned things from my brother who's in LA. Like Namashi and Remo are like the institutions of films for me and Dishi, my sister. My sister is an admirant book reader. So I take advices from her to read books. Because I take lessons from her of reading books and lessons from Namashi and Remo to which films I watch, working in Haunted today has been such a big easy task for me because it's augmented reality.
Oh.
So see where it's connected?
Right.
That, okay, this film required this kind of a performance. Yeah. And because it's completely green screen, like even when I'm walking, there's nothing there to look at. Yeah. Right. There are actors who completely get blocked by that. But because you see how we cohesively help each other.
That's
I think that's the process.
Dono mein who bullies the other? Big brother nahi
Equally. They keep giving shit to each other all the time.
But he's older. Didn't he bully you?
He did.
He did.
He did. He used to bully all of us. Even in school, I used to bully my friends also.
They all
But
are
look at the
scared,
contrast of life. He's now the calmest man I know. Sometimes I wonder if, I think people change so much.
Bully.
But I was there only.
I think भाभी ने टाइट कर दिया इसको.
6 years हो गए tight हो गए.
There's a 9-year difference? 8-year difference?
8.
It's
That's
4,
quite a lot.
Yeah, 4 with Remo, 8 with him, and 13 with Dishi.
No? Yeah. And Dishi and Remo are in LA.
Los Angeles.
So they don't want to come and be...
They're Hollywood now. They're completely Hollywood.
Okay, they're Hollywood.
Dad's
okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
They moved in 2017.
But how did they land there? I mean, all your life is here.
पढ़ाई करके ये करके I think one of the reasons I'll tell you why I'm so grateful my sister went to LA is I got to meet Al Pacino because of her. So Dishi is a theatre actress in LA and Pacino came to see this show because she is a Lee Strasberg student. And I met Pacino, my acting got because of her, and I told him I'm so-and-so's sister. And he was so generous to say I've seen her play.
How nice
and
is
this was like weeks and months, perhaps maybe he had forgotten, but he was very nice. And that was the greatest day of my life.
Did you take a picture?
I did.
You have to.
100%.
Yeah.
I told the entire world I met Al Pacino. Everybody at Soho House that day knew.
That's thanks to Dishi.
Wahan pe, I took use of my nepotism. And I was her brother.
Do you really want to talk about nepotism? Is that doesn't exist?
Of course it does. What is this?
What is this? These are two boys who. This is two boys who were struggled men who had.
Still struggling with grace.
Achha, okay.
Now that we make fun of our struggles. Now we keep laughing at.
You can afford your struggle.
Yeah, like there are times when I'll go.
That's the difference.
Yeah, like I'll go for a project, and then I'll go for an audition, and then Mom will ask me, "Kya hua?" नहीं उन्होंने मुझे shortlist किया फिर एम में बोल दिया कि नहीं ले रहे like every other day. So now we joke about it because we have gotten so immune to the process. I'm like ये चलता है, there are certain, as we keep calling them, there are certain gods, not just producers and directors, but there are other people who are like the producers and directors get a bad rep, but even besides them and below them, above them, there are these certain gods who control the dietary, of everything. So we are like, it's about rubbing their ego the right way, otherwise you don't. And even if you rub the ego the right way, they are like, we will not take him because he is his son. We will not take her because she is his or her daughter, just to show that we are better. So I'm like, okay, jab aana aayega, nahi aana nahi aayega.
Aren't you fortunate kids?
We are.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
You are.
Absolutely. 110%.
If you ask us that if we would want to
be anybody else.
Yeah, never ever. In fact, I was telling this to Mom and Namashi also the other day that I wouldn't give up this life for anything else ever. Not even the King of England.
Yeah.
Never. Because this life with this family, I think I have come to a place where everything is fine the way it is in my life. My pets, my wife, my brothers, my sister, my mom, dad, my in-laws, my house, my gaming, my movies, everything is set. I don't want to change this for anything in the world.
And you have 14 dogs?
Yes.
14, Nana?
Yeah, 14.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We got 3 new
Actually
additions.
15 if we calculate LA, then it's 16.
16. We have 2 in LA. And we have now 3 here. Dad's
new.
Dad, by the way, Dad duped us. He was, like recently he called me. He was in Kolkata. He's saying that, Mimoh, we are making a hotel in Bangalore. Dad is making next to the airport. So he's like, वो Bangalore से वो लोग आ रहे, वो तुमको उनको वो file देना. Like, okay. He's giving me a task, so I have to do it. 3:30 in the afternoon, the bell rings and there's this
basket.
Basket. ये क्या है? Well, Dada ne bheja, and then I see there's a bulldog inside.
Oh,
yes,
bulldog
little puppy, and he was so scared in his new house, and we called him Bro.
His name is Bro. I'll share a picture.
Yeah. There's a picture of Bro.
Yeah, so we are like, okay, chalo, new dog has come. We need to make the others, set with him. Week later, 2 weeks later, again the same call comes, and again I've forgotten about it. I'm like, Abhi, I need to do. Again, there's another
one
basket with 2 small mini Pomeranians in it. So we are
Jack and Jill.
So they're like so small.
Nice, you guys have bond naming them, no?
Dad.
Actually, Dad does the naming.
Dad names the pets. So
He also named all of you.
Yes, yes.
Both of them,
Mahakshay, Mahakshay, Ushmai, Namashi, Dashani, all of them. All very unique Sanskrit names. Yeah,
No, not unique. You will not find any other people by these names.
That's right.
Till now, I've been called Mahakshay. I'm like, mat bol, Mimoh bol. Kafi. Mimoh's my pet name, yeah.
You prefer the name Mimoh to
It's easier.
Mahakshay?
No, Mahakshay is in all my documents,
Right.
Mahakshay. But Mimoh is like, pet name tha to industry mein bhi usko.
You're the only one with the pet name, no?
Yeah.
No, Remo has.
Remo has.
But there in LA, everybody calls him Ushmai. I think we are the only ones who call him Remo.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Namashi has always been Nama or Namoshi. Namoshi ka
Such a
aada.
nice name.
Om Namoshi.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's from there. Namoshi.
बहुत अच्छे नाम.
And
बहुत अच्छा
Dashani has been Dishi.
नाम. That is just a short form.
That's a
It's
short
not a pet name.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just mentioned your dad starting a hotel in Bangalore, which you also were part of Monarch in OT.
Yeah.
All of you, in fact, you just shifted en masse to OT, the whole lot of you in your childhood. So you grew up watching your dad in this business,
Yes.
in the hotel business.
Yes.
How come you opted to come back here to acting and not opted for the hotel business?
I think it was his career was starting at that point.
Yeah.
But why did he choose? Why did you?
No, I was
choose
getting
acting?
many offers, man. After Hrithik Roshan's Kauna Pyare, which became a mind-blowing success, there was many reports of many star kids getting launched. That trend started. एक trend होता है ना हमारे industry में. Now the animal trend is there. तो उस वक्त वो Kauna Pyare वाला trend था, like star kids वाला trend. I should not use the word star kids because I don't like that word. Like children of the film fraternity.
Okay.
Yeah, let's put it that way.
Right.
So I was also offered a film, and I was 16. I was in, Dad ne bola he's too young, but let me ask him. And I was young. I said, yeah, I'll do it. Who cares? But I have to do it only after a couple of years. But then when the preparation started and when I started changing, I'm like, no, maybe I can give this a shot. And then I went to LA. I also did my acting course in Los Angeles,
Right.
the New York Film Academy. I did a 1-month course, but I did it there. So then wo bhoot chad gaya, chaska lag gaya. And when you're too young and when you get, and I remember when, the posters started coming out and the movies were getting made, like it was very surreal for me. So that's one of the main reasons we shifted to. Even though now I'm still a part, even Namashi, we all are still a part of the hotel thing. We keep coming and going. Like Dad is busy in Kolkata shooting. So I make it a point to go, or he and Mom go, stuff like that. So it's not like I've left it. It's just that it's better to be closer to the industry than to every day fly for a meeting.
Right.
Yeah.
But you have as careers opted for acting, isn't it? And
not-
the industry as a profession.
Film industry. Acting, writing, producing.
Yeah. So the film industry as a profession and not the hotel industry.
Me, not as much as him.
Yeah, I
He is
keep
very
yes. But we are freaking passionate about this, like about the movies. Like if you sit with us and just talk to us about movies, we are like, we can dissect everything. We talk. I won't say we gossip. I think dissect. I think that's the right way to put it. Like there are times that I'm completely like repulsed by films and I'll come and tell him. And he will give me his inputs. Me, Remo, Namashi, Dishi, we can actually sit and start a talk show of a podcast of just talking about films. So we are freaking passionate about this. Like when I'm on set, even when he's on set, we're always on alert. Like I'm always going and saying, okay, which lens? What's the lighting? Is it a 2.8? Is it reflecting? Why there's not a trolley shot? That's just it's
You're very cinema sad.
Very.
it's something we really freaking love. Yeah, that's.
So the hotel industry takes a backseat.
Sometimes, yeah. Like when projects are there,
Where
of
you are
course.
concerned, it takes a backseat. Yeah.
Like
I think more than a backseat, the boss handles it well. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
He's a master of all cards.
Dad is handling how many? I mean, he's not just the hotel industry, politics. I mean, he's handling that very well as well.
It's, as you said, like also mentioned before, it's like so much of love all the time. Like even now when I've gone to Kolkata, I remember, I mean, it's not a health advisory thing to do, but when we were discharging from the hospital, literally every patient, nurse and doctor were down in the lobby to see him. And I that feeling that, oh my God, you're standing next to some OG person, even though he's your dad. I felt that feeling, that goosebumps. Dada, we love you. You're fine. We are so happy. That love.
Yeah.
That's not a love of a superstar. That's a love of a human being. Because of all the things he's done, like the thalassemia, the awareness he's done, the Mazdoor Union chairman, which he's been, and the things he just kept giving all his life. The man doesn't shut off. He just keeps giving. And that's what inspires me. Like, even at his age, I want to be this person.
Yeah.
Just keep giving. Because he says, if you don't give back to the people who've given you so much, then what's the point of all this?
But now, I know you're interested in politics. I understood about hotel industry, not so much. But you're not starting.
Not right now. Right now, my focus is eat, sleep, breathe, Myron movies.
No, not now. Politics, I will enjoy playing a politician.
But you already did.
Mulayam Singh Yadav, I did, of course. Yes, I did. Yeah, so I got a chaska of it. Yeah.
But I keep track of you.
Thank you. Thank you. That's a very, hidden filmography of mine. So you'll find somewhere something is there, Yeah. But I would definitely love to play a politician, but in real life, no. It's a very tricky business.
Okay.
Yeah. Alliances and, they form, friendships break. Maybe in the future. But as of now, as you said, it's movies.
What do you think of Mithun, the politician?
He's not a politician. He's a member of BJP, but he's not a politician. He'll never, contest. He likes to...
He won't?
No.
No. He won't.
He won't stand for election?
No.
He's been offered so many times.
Exactly. But this year he was honored with the Padma Bhushan.
Yes.
So high time India gave it to him.
That was another
I'm so
big
glad
honor for him.
I'm so glad.
Yeah.
That's the same day Bro came.
Okay,
So
that was the celebration.
Yeah, it was like too much.
Yeah.
Yes, so that way.
How else did you celebrate him getting the Padma Bhushan?
Just food. Our number one passion.
Food comes from the hotel?
No.
Or it's always ghar ka?
Always ghar ka.
We live in a very secluded place. So here पर ऐसे कोई choices.
Mud Island has, but off late Zomato is delivering. Because our neighbors are very fancy, Pankaj Tripathi and Vikrant Masi, all these people live here now.
Oh, they live?
In Mud. So now Zomato is like, chalo. We have 3-4 stars ke ghar to jayega.
And हम लोग, as he mentioned, like dad is an extremely awesome cook.
Okay.
Whenever he is at home, he wants to cook.
Cook?
Yeah, he's
My mom doesn't enter the kitchen.
Achha.
Our dynamics are very different. My father cooks and my mother sits in the room.
So that's wonderful.
She is like takes care of us and the pets, and dad is like, when I'm home, he's in the kitchen. So as he said, our celebrations are only related to food. Okay, yaar, what मिल गया चलो खाना मंगाओ. अरे picture hit हो गई खाना मंगाओ. Picture sign की खाना मंगाओ.
Yeah, and strangely, Bharti ma'am, even though we are born to a superstar and a yesteryear actress, we were never told that we have to live a certain way just because you come from status. A Padma Bhushan brings pride. But the next day we are back to normal. My dad would not call every day and say, I won the Padma Bhushan. He won it, it's done.
Won't swell up.
He'll come home, he'll have his dal, chawal, aloo poshto and sleep. So I'm blessed that way that my parents never made us feel that we have to live a certain way.
Yeah.
We believe in simplicity and we practice it.
What is dad's favorite recipe? I mean, what do you like that he makes?
Biryani. He's mutton biryani.
Mutton.
Oh, it is the best thing in the world.
And what's that thing he makes? What's that other kind of biryani?
Tihari.
It's a new, we don't call it biryani, we call it tihari. That's dad's recipe. I don't know how he makes it, but that's dad's thing. Yeah.
Any dream role that you want to?
So many. Every role in the world.
Anything that you've seen and you would have loved to?
I absolutely, Animal. I think Ranbir Kapoor has played a modern day Amitabh Bachchan of Shakti. You have seen Shakti. I think it was hugely inspired by that. But the way Ranbir Kapoor played that character was fantastic. Vikrant Masi in 12th Fail, ma'am has proven that you can play a failed person as a protagonist and yet be the winner. So salute to him. And another actor who I am very greatly inspired by is Ranveer Singh. I think Ranveer Singh is one of the most versatile actors in the history of Hindi cinema. Unfortunately, people look at him more for his off-screen persona, but if you look at his career, I think he's absolutely marvelous.
Yeah.
Vicky Kaushal is a brilliant actor. So I would say something like Animal, 12th Fail, Jai Bhai Chordar. I like that space of...
Okay. Use character.
For me, as I said, I've been very heavily inspired by Polo Ranga. So for me, it's always been like my favorite. I'm a very big comic book fan. So for me, it's The Punisher. So I'm a very big comic book geek. For me, it's like I have all the comics, the posters, the collectibles. So for me, it would definitely be something like a comic book character come to life. I really love to play that persona. in that
Any
movie.
favorite?
The Punisher. Yes, he's like this Marvel character, and for me, it's like my dream role to act, write, direct. We have our own
Yeah,
production
you
now.
have your
So
own, yeah.
Let's
Myron
plug it in
Films.
again.
Yes.
Myron movies.
Myron movies.
Myron Movies is here, boys.
So Myron Movies will produce it one day, hopefully.
Yes.
And that's my dream role, to play Frank Castle on screen.
You mentioned Salman, meeting Salman and going to the shoot and how he reacted to you. So these are all friends of your dad's, isn't it? They've had great family association. back
great
then.
bonding.
Yeah.
Great bonding. Like if you see Dad and Salman Khan in the room together, it's like some other kind of chemistry.
That's it.
Every time you see them together, I don't know what happens to them. It's just that they lit up. Yeah, that's amazing. Yes.
And does that kind of filter down to you guys also? You also have that same relationship with your dad's friends? Not the same,
That's serious for us.
no.
Yeah.
But does that affection and everything come down to you?
Absolutely.
guys?
I mean,
Percolates down to you?
Salman bhai launched the poster of Bad Boy. Amit ji launched the trailer of Bad Boy. Amit ji launched the logo for Myron Movies. So
Okay.
all the goodwill of Dad is coming to us. Not just them, Jaggu Dada, Sunil Anna, Chichi Bhaiya, who is my all-time favorite actor ever, Shah Rukh sir. All of them have been very supportive.
Who's the better actor, Govinda or Mithun?
Mithun. Govinda is a actor who was typecast in comedy roles. My father could break that. He can play a Mrigiya, he can play he can play a disco dancer, he can play a Jallad, he can play a Kabuliwala, he can play Ramakrishna Paramahansa. Unfortunately, Chichi Bhaiya got typecast. But even in that, he was marvelous.
One of the greats.
One of the great actors.
Govinda.
Even today's movies come, we just stop and just look at how easy it is for him.
And my father had told me when I started watching films, I was a big Shah Rukh fan as well. My father would say Shah Rukh is fantastic, but if you want to watch a complete actor, watch Govinda.
Oh,
So Govinda is the wholesome package of, I think Govinda is the most complete actor for sure.
you worked with people like Sumin Shetty, Lut.
Anna, Govinda,
yeah,
Chichi Bhaiya,
Govinda.
Jaggu Bhai,
Yeah, you've acted with them.
Yeah.
What was it like working with your dad's friends and dad's
surreal.
colleagues?
Absolutely surreal. Like this is this 25-year-old boy who has zero experience in industry. Jimmy was not released then. And I'm literally in the same frame as these three giants, of the industry. So it was quite intimidating at first. But I remember there was one time we were shooting in Thailand and the scene was getting shot, like it was getting ready. And there was this like a room where, in the AC where they were all, Chichi Bhaiya, Anna and Javed Bhai were sitting. And I was standing outside, like I can't go in, And they saw me out and they said, Mimoh, kya kar raha? Andar aa. I'm like, nahi, Anna, main theek hu. They said, no, come and sit with us. And they made me so comfortable, like they became my peers at that point.
Yeah.
Even though there was a huge generation gap and these guys were like legends, but they didn't make me feel like I'm a newcomer or I'm somebody. They just made me feel like a peer in their acting. And then everything just became normal. The ice broke, they were like these huge icebergs and they themselves broke that and they came to my level. So that really helped me open myself as an actor with them. So there were many nuances with me and Chichi Bhai which were happening and I'm like, yes, Chichi Bhai, like karte hai. Same thing happened with Nawaz sir and Jogira. Because he's such a giving actor. It's like you talk to him and he just breaks the ice with you. So that's why whatever you see in Jogira is because of what they do.
Yeah.
And I remember now Namashi said, Salman Bhai unveiled the poster. Amit sir even today messages Namashi and asks how's dad,
Every single day.
Every single
Amit ji
day.
messages every single day.
Yeah, to ask how dad is, that's Amit sir for you.
Yeah.
And I remember there was this film which got shelved on mine, which was before Jimmy, He the Only One.
Yes.
In that dad had called everybody and everybody came also
Acha.
at Sun and Sand.
Right.
So whether it was everybody from the industry
Right.
had come. Exactly. आप भी तो आए थे. So you know the event. So that was all because of dad's goodwill. I remember हम लोग सब room में थे in the suite. We were getting ready and my cousin was talking to I think Mimoh, my younger brother. And Salman Bhai just walks in, comes because I'm standing next to my brother. And he's coming and giving me advice about protein shakes and workouts. And my cousin, everybody is like awestruck that they're looking at Salman Khan. You know what I mean? So for Salman Bhai, it was like, oh, Dada ka beta.
Dada ka beta.
So that's kind of surreal even today.
Yeah. So that way you've been very lucky, isn't it? Because, like you said, fortunate.
Yeah,
kids.
and Salman Bhai, I'll tell you, he was shooting for Radhe. I had just wrapped Bad Boy and I went to meet him at Mehboob. And I went and touched his feet. And I can say this in camera. He said, fuck off. He said, I am as old as you are. Don't do this bullshit with me. He gave me a hug and he said, if you ever do this again, especially if Disha Patni is sitting here and you touch my feet, I'm going to throw you out of the set. So rule number 1, don't touch Salman Bhai's feet.
Ever.
So that's what you've learned ultimately.
And then we spoke for hours. And speaking of Chichi Bhaiya, every December 21st is his birthday. I go to his house. I go with a cake and I sit with him for 2 hours. And he's always generous to make tea for us.
How
He said, "Tu aaya hai, to chai main banaunga." And then the full time I'm praising him, he gets bored. He's like, yeah, theek hai. But he's such a sweetheart.
He's a lovely.
That's Chichi Bhaiya.
He's a lovely person. I know that.
The industry is made of such nice people. You have to see beyond all the glitz and glamour. And they are just as loving as anybody else. It's how we perceive everything. As I told you about when it comes to the negativity and the nepotism and the tags, it's just one small, like a inch of dirt. If you keep focusing on it, it becomes big. It's not that. It's just so much more to give. And if just people see that now, it can change so many things. That's what I would say.
Yeah. And now that we really talked about all those lovely people from the film industry and your lovely experiences, let's just say cheers. Cheers.
Before we wrap, I have something to ask you.
Okay.
You have been around for more than 5 decades.
Yes.
First, I have 2 questions. First, how has journalism changed in the last 50 years? What is that one distinctive change that you have noticed over the years?
We used to be friends, actors, filmmakers, and we. Because we were very few, we were 5 or 6 people, that's all in the media. So we were very close friends, and there was a lot of trust. Today, the media is a monster. There are 50,000 sites, 50,000 channels, 50,000 journalists, anchors, columnists. I don't expect you two guys to be friendly with everybody. And that trust element is completely over. That's the main thing.
And secondly, it is in part, and you can avoid the answer, part the best actor you've interviewed and perhaps the worst.
Best actor?
It can be anyone.
Rajesh Khanna. Best. Because he gave me fabulous coffee always.
And how was he? I mean, he was the biggest.
He always gave me the best coffee. We used to have a pact, Rajesh Khanna. Because I also lived on Carter Road. So anytime I want to meet him at the car community night, because there was just no mobiles, nothing. You ring up the house, Prashant picks up the phone, he'll say, Bharti, Bharti, and all this to call me. And they would say, come 10:30, we'll go together, ikkatta jayenge to the studio. 10:30 means 12, 12:30, whatever. Doesn't matter, because you're ready for it. Go there, and he'll come down whenever he wants to. But in the meantime, everybody's having a whale of a time downstairs. You're all talking and having a great time. Then he gets into his car, you get into the car, and it's just you, him, and the driver. From his house to the studio, he gives me the most fantastic coffee. Do you know, at that time, he was living with Tina Mani, his co-star. And he gave me that one quote which to this day people like Ajay Devgan remember. He gave me that quote saying, I said, how would you describe your relationship with Tina? He said, she and I share the same toothbrush. How much more intimate can we be?
Wow.
Amazing.
And that was on record, which I wrote and used it viral in Judita. It went viral, I repeat, as it could go. Yeah. So that kind of copy.
And the worst?
If any.
If any.
If there is such a thing.
There are. Mimoh Khanna was a great friend of mine and loved him as a person. We got along very well. But he's a very boring copy.
Really?
He never gave very exciting.
Despite the Osho and everything,
His copy was never exciting and no takebacks. Well, and I used to fight with him for that because I was close enough to fight with him also. And I'm very close to him, and so I would tell him, what is so boring, yaar? Kuch samay aao. You were everything about he was, write what you want.
wow.
Crazy. So before we wrap up, I think now since Namashi asked this question, what is the one advice you would give us? Let's say now you took our interview.
I would say just be the way you are, guys. I think you're fabulous.
Thank you.
Just fabulous. I just love the two of you the way you are. And you're neither Mithun nor Yovita, you're just Namashi and you're Mimoh.
Thank you.
And I just love the fact that you have your own thoughts, your own opinions, your own talents. They're fantastic the way you are.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Chin.
Thank you.
Yeah.